Are you serious? Are you serious? Is the sun going dark? Well, NASA has the latest images revealed two giant holes in the atmosphere around the sun, which covers about 10% of the total solar surface, they say. And they say the thing's going dark. Kind of reminds me of a song that, don't let the sun go dark on me. Don't let the sun. I don't know what to tell myself. Would this be the end of eternity? I just think about the reflections in my mind. I don't know what I'll be. Can't you see? 'Cause I'm losing everything. The sun's going down on me. Well, I mean, seriously. No, it's not a laughing matter. I mean, it is a concern, especially when I read in the Bible when it says that there shall be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear of things coming upon the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Well, let me just tell you what they're saying here. According to the coronal holes are regions of the corona where the magnetic field reaches out into space. Now, particles moving along these magnetic fields can leave the sun rather than being trapped near the surface. The polar coronal holes can remain visible for 5 years or longer, although constantly changing shape. Do you remember I did a video about a year or so ago called something about the sun breaking off? It's not actually the surface of the sun, but it's actually the solar covering, if you will, the protection, sort of like our ozone, but the sun's shield. If it starts cracking open, it means it will release stronger CMEs, stronger ultraviolet rays, which the Bible says in Revelation that the sun will become so hot that it will literally scorch men, and they will blaspheme God and gnaw their tongues for pain. Now, that's why we're looking at this. So NASA has spotted a pair of huge holes on the solar surface. The larger coronal hole of the two near the southern pole covers an estimated 6 to 8% of the total solar surface. This thing is huge, which is 142 billion miles, making it one of the largest polar holes scientists have observed in decades. Now, the smaller coronal hole towards the opposite pole is long and narrow, covering about 3.8 billion square miles. That blows my mind, on the sun. And only about less than 1%, or about right around 1% of the solar surface. So the coronal holes are the lower density and temperature regions of the sun's outer atmosphere, known as the corona, according to NASA. The coronal holes can be a source of fast solar winds of solar particles that envelope the Earth. All right? So the magnetic field in these regions extends far out into space rather than quickly looping back into the sun's surface. It's not supposed to release way out into space. It's supposed to stay within its cycle. But if there's holes there, if the sun is cracking up, if the sun's going down on you, then you might experience, that's some of you, the events that could be the wrath of God, as we read in the book of Revelation. How close are we to the times that we're living in, to the times of the end? Well, the signs are everywhere. It just depends if you have your eyes spiritually open or not. We hope to try to help you on that tonight. A special broadcast. Our guest is Gil Brazard. He's an astronomer, and he's been studying the planet 7X, the planet X, the Nibiru, the dwarf star, whatever you want to call it, the destroyer. And based on its historical events, biblical timeline, and scientific calculations by 12 different scientists. Gil Brazard feels this thing could actually come into view about this time next year. So you don't want to miss tonight's live broadcast. He's also explained why the sun turned dark for 3 days during the Exodus, one of the plagues of Egypt, and why it turned dark when Jesus was dying on the cross, the last 3 hours he was on the cross. He can explain why, and he believes that Planet X played a role in both of those. So, will Planet X play a role in the end of days? We'll find out. Don't miss tonight's live broadcast. It should be fascinating. It'll be all the current world events, including biblical prophecy. Don't miss it at my website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. Do not miss tonight, whatever you do, Sunday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern, in just a few. God bless.